Welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host, Eben.
Hi, I'm Jeff. How you doing tonight?
And today we're going to be talking about a very interesting oil specification. And boy, a subscriber asked about it. And I didn't even get any chance to look up on it. I think it's called GF-6.
GF-6, sir.
And I don't even know what the heck this is, but Jeff did some research.
I did.
He's got some slides that he's going to be showing you in a minute.
Yes.
So if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe, tap the notification bell. That way you'll be able to come back and watch all this wonderful information on your vehicle later. We talk about protecting vehicles, how fluids are different, and all different things to get you better gas mileage so your engine transmission lasts longer. And that's what we're going to be getting into, but today we're going to get a little technical.
Yeah.
So if that scares you off, you know, hey, you can hide in the,
That's right.
you can hide wherever.
Hide in the closet.
Exactly. It's
That's
a safe place. If you want to come out and learn about these specifications.
Right.
So that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to ask Jeff the first thing, since I don't know nothing about nothing on this stuff, because it's a new spec, and I know AMSOIL comes out with new specifications usually like 3 to 6 months before their requirement. And that's what AMSOIL is so good at, just like they came up with the first synthetic motor oil in 1972, first synthetic ATF fluid, first synthetic gear oil, and many other synthetics that they've actually been the first to sell mainstream and be certified to sell it. So I'm going to ask Jeff, what is a GF certification? I don't even know what that is.
So a GF certification, we actually have this cool little circle chart, and this is something very common. Yeah.
Let me show it to him. So take a look. This is the circle chart. And you can pause the screen and take a look at it. Take a screen capture if you want so you can look at it.
Okay. And right here is a different one. It's a little bit less detailed, but it's the same basic thing.
All right, here we go. You can do another screen capture.
Okay, so basically there are new things required for the new vehicles coming out. We've discussed a couple of times that we're starting to require the 0W20.
And 016, we have it here.
We've got some 020 and 016 back there.
Yep.
So I ran into a Camry. It was a 2019, I believe.
All right.
And it called for 0W16. I didn't have it in stock. I had to call and order it because I hadn't even heard of 016. And we're only talking this maybe a couple of months ago, so I got blindsided. And as soon as I got blindsided, I hopped on AMSOIL, I ordered me a case, so I've got a case of 0W16 on tap. It sounds,
like water.
I think like orange juice maybe?
Yeah.
A little bit thinner than eggnog.
All right.
I'm gonna go a little bit thinner than eggnog, like maybe some heavy cream.
All right.
There you go.
Let me give them a good sound.
Yeah, shake it for me.
So here it is, the 100% synthetic 016. Puts a much higher film strength than OEM fluids. That's the specification.
There we are. So we're stacked up on 16 and 20.
Yep.
So, roll my hand. It's good. It's 100% synthetic.
I love it, Jeff. You're not afraid to get into the product.
So, we have our little chart here, and I'm going to come up and explain something that 0W16 had to address, okay? So, we'll get our little thing. First thing, we are all about fuel efficiency. This is the highest mark, and actually it's really hard to see. This is a double line overlay of GF-6 B and A. We'll talk about B and A momentarily, but the things we had to do for emissions, we have to get fuel efficiency. We have to get sludge control because we're working with 0W16. That's very tight tolerances, okay? Piston cleanliness because, again, we don't have room for getting dirty. Oxidative thickening protection, well, it's thin passages. We cannot get thickened oil. Thickened oil will damage some of these newer engines. If you use the wrong viscosity, if it calls for a zero weight oil, use it unless you like buying motors. And if not, I got a motor exchange program every 30,000 miles. You just got to pay $1,000 a month. Anyways, all right. Chain wear protection. Everybody's kind of going away from timing belts, which is Good for some, bad for others, whatever, but they had to put a little peak there on chain protection. Another really, really big thing, because we're running higher compression or forced induction, low speed pre-ignition. Really, really important. We're making these engines run really, really hot. Another issue we were having with some of the older GF4s was emission system durability. Straight up talking about your catalytic converter. Any oil burn off and stuff like that really, really does damage to the cat. So that's another reason you want to use AMSOIL, because we have less burn off. It won't plug up your cat. Guess what we had to get rid of? We had to drop wear protection a little bit, okay? We had to reduce our E85 emissions retention, and we lost a little bit on corrosion protection. I'm not going to say we lost anything on turbo protection. It's actually a little bit better. It's not their highest mark, and I believe there's better for the turbo, but I'm not going to quote it. So let's come back here. We have our little list of things.
I was watching the whole time. That was a beautiful display, Jeff.
Yes,
thank you.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
So you know, as with the standard laws of exchange, you can't give without taking. It just has to work that way. You can't have the best of all worlds. You have a couple small sacrifices.
Exactly, and that's the thing, is that's what makes the Signature Series such a big deal. And I get people all the time, they always ask why even is AMSOIL Signature Series so great, is because they have this proprietary formula. Yep. They don't drop their pants and show anybody how they're doing it.
Yep.
And that's the secret. And that's why they're good for 1 year, 26,000 miles, which I've actually proven. And I'll put that video right up here in the corner on a van with only 5 quarts in the crankcase on a V8. We did 26,000 miles. So this oil, people always want to know what's in it, and AMSOIL won't give it up. And that's the way you want people to want it more. You don't give it up.
That's right.
So this oil is actually about 80% base stock. Then there's another mix of additives, modifiers for cold, hot thickening protection. And they actually have additives that are like coils. And those
make
coils,
sure base stock is synthetic base stock.
100%
conventional.
Yeah, this is 100%
have to let them know, because
yeah.
I know somebody with a base stock. Well, everybody uses base stock.
You're right.
No, we use 100% synthetic base stock.
I like that, Jeff.
Cool.
You're right. That's very important to know. And so this actually has these coil-like springs in it, and these additives are proprietary. And when they heat up, they actually unwind and it makes the oil thicker. So even though it gets hotter, it doesn't thin out. Right. And that's why you hold your oil pressure under high track conditions and all kinds of severe service, towing heavy loads up and over an overpass. If you're using an 18-wheeler, these guys are running 230-degree oil temps coming into the hill.
Yeah.
And then they go above that.
Oh gosh, yes.
And that's why most of these 18-wheelers had a 40-weight oil, or like a 15W40.
Yeah.
Now they're running 10W30.
Yeah,
and that's
it's
because
insane.
the quality of the oil, they can still handle the high heat.
Yep.
And I have a subscriber, Clinton of mine, great guy. He has a Cummins turbo diesel 18-wheeler,
okay.
and he's blown away with the Signature Series Max Duty.
Wow.
He's running
530?
He's running the 1030,
okay.
10W30. Now he's going to run the 5W30.
Wow.
And he's just,
that's huge.
He loves it. He's getting, he got 8.5 miles a gallon with a half-loaded semi-truck.
I had to get some of the 530 diesel. I got a customer who has one of the new Colorados with a little 4-bank.
That's adorable, Jeff.
And so yeah, his calls for a diesel 5W30.
When are we doing? Is there a way we can do a video maybe? Could you ask him?
Well, next time we've already done a Signature Series.
Wow.
Yeah, he just bought it and we signatured it out right off the bat.
Wow.
Gear oil, everything. And then he comes in, he's the reason I keep a couple of 6-packs of cetane.
Wow.
So that's my consistent cetane guy.
That's awesome.
Shout out to my friend Jake. Awesome, thank you, sir.
Man, that would be such a good video right there.
Yeah, we'll have to do it next oil change.
That's such a cute
about
little
6
truck.
months.
They're finally putting a diesel in the car.
Yeah, a little turbo diesel. That thing's got some ass behind it.
I love to blast that sucker.
And I guarantee, I haven't tested it yet, but like every good little diesel, the foot-pounds of torque is where it's at, not about the horsepower. So when you throw a trailer behind there, you don't feel anything. That's the great part.
That's awesome.
So, how do I know it's GF-6?
I don't know, Jeff.
Jeff, what? Even?
What the heck is GF-6? I don't know nothing about this
Holy
stuff.
shit! Well, how do I know if it's GF-6? Well, guess what? We get a cheat code. If it is GF-6B certified, it is going to have this badge. Very specific, listen to me. GF-6B as in Bravo only applies to the 0W16 and specific 0W20. It is not backwards compatible. GF-6B is GF-6B only.
Wow.
All right, we're going to start getting a little techie here. Now they have GF-6A. GF-6A is backwards compatible. We made in 1030, 530, 520. I'm not 100% certain on how the 0W20 thing is. It's probably going to fall into the 6B though. So that being said, be careful. Now we don't have these badges yet. Nobody has these badges yet, but until they start releasing the badges, a lot of the manufacturers, because they know what the specifications is and they've already brought their oil up to the level, they had to. They had to bring it. So what it's going to start saying is it's going to start saying will meet GF-6B standards and then API SP, because that's our next one we're going to. We're on SN and OP. They don't use O because they think it's a 0. So SP is our next SN, our API certification. It will be backwards compatible. Don't freak out even if you got a 1960 something, whatever. It'll actually give you better wear protection.
Wow.
It has considerably better wear protection. So putting this in your older car is going to like it.
Oh yeah.
It's going to like it more than the old oil.
All these 100% synthetics make a big difference.
They do.
And one of the things I was going to mention was, what the heck was it?
No, what was it?
I completely forgot. I got a lot on my mind, but it's a vacant lot.
Yeah. A lot of dirt. All right. So if you remember, you tap me. I'll keep going with my jib and my jab.
I forgot.
So, all right. Why? I got another slide. Why is GF-6 needed? Okay, so it's like GF-6 and GF-6B will have the same performance requirements except for the fuel economy test. Okay, very, very specific for the fuel economy test because it's the difference between the 0W16. Currently, SN rating, SN plus for the 016 is allowed, but the specification, no specification exists yet. So that's what they're working on. Let me come back here and read this with you. All right. GF-6A oils will contain the current starburst symbol, which is this. Okay. Any of the ones with the 6B oil will be this. So if your vehicle takes a 0W and it calls for a 6B, make sure it's got that badge. Read your owner's manual. Beautiful. Everybody has one, and if you don't have one, it's downloadable in a PDF, and if you don't care about it, you don't care about it, but find it. Yes, sir. Eben, go ahead.
Jeff.
Yes,
I
Eben.
think I remember.
Aha.
You know what I was thinking, Jeff?
Profound discoveries.
Yes.
Yes. What do we have?
I think this 016, I think it's going to become a big deal in a lot of the gas electric cars.
Oh gosh, yes.
They got that little teeny weeny backup engine. It's adorable.
Yeah.
You can almost fit the sucker in your side pocket.
Oh,
It's
I'm
that
telling
small.
you, beautiful.
They're going to be making these aluminum engines, Jeff. You can pick them
Nissan's
up.
got a little 3-cylinder. We were looking at those at SEMA.
Nissan has a 3-cylinder.
Nissan has a little tiny 3-cylinder. It's a cool.
Is it a 1 liter?
No, it's 0.8. Yeah.
You're able to pick it up with your finger.
Well, that'll be a whole nother talk. It's really cool, little turbo 3-cylinder. That's its own show.
Now,
It's
my
show.
favorite cute little car, and I have to admit it, you caught me on the thing.
Don't say smart car.
I love the cute little Honda Fit.
Okay,
I love the Honda Fit. It's a 1.5 liter.
Yep.
And I love the Sweet Dreams technology.
Oh yeah.
It's got that little badge on the engine. It's so cute, Jeff. And it takes like 3.5 quarts of oil.
Earth Dreams.
Earth Dreams.
Earth Dreams.
It takes 3.5 quarts of 0.20. And now the new one, I think, takes 0.16.
I haven't run into a 0.16. I actually did a 0.20 the other day. Did an
Wow.
AMSOIL 0.20 on a little tiny, actually it wasn't tiny, it was a Honda Civic Si.
Those are nice.
Oh man, little turbocharged 2-liter in that bad boy. It was new, like 2018.
Wow.
Sexy, cute little car. I gotta say, it was nice.
Yeah, the Honda product, you hear a lot about it, but I tell you what though, it lives up to the expectation.
It does.
And so what's going to be cool is they're going to make a signature series of this 0.16 eventually.
Eventually.
Once it comes around and there's enough volume, once it makes sense. And you're going to be able to probably do an oil change once, maybe every 2 years.
Wow.
When you have this car, you're going to use your upper cylinder lubricant,
Yeah.
which I think we have one, but I'll show you later. And you're going to not have to worry about your gas going bad.
Yep.
And the engine kicks in, say you're out in the middle of the desert, something like that. Your battery goes out, you still got the gas engine for backup.
Yep, exactly. And you know, it's going to be real important that this stuff is stable, low oxidation, low sludging, because the longer you run an oil, especially since they had to do so much work on engine sludging, you're going to have those protections in place. And here's the deal. If it's a backup little tiny motor, what do you need high horsepower for? You don't. It's charging. It's not, it's a supplement.
And it's just to get you like a cruising on the highway, or as a backup, if the battery were to go dead in the whole car, you can still limp out of the desert at 60 miles an hour.
There's kind of a cool electric
with
car.
80 horsepower.
There's a cool little electric car if you want to do some fun reading. It's called a Fisker Karma.
And that is such a good looking
They're
such
sexy
a
cars, right?
car. Yeah, it's all the shape to it.
It has a little turbocharged
Shape.
Ecotech 2.0 Chevy motor in there, but it's to power the electric portion of the car. It is not a drive engine. Wow. Yeah. Cool little thing. Yeah. Very little oddball. Overpriced. They clocked in at about 100 grand. It just didn't make it. Tesla did it. They did.
Yeah.
But man, it was a cool looking car.
Yeah, the body is something different.
Yeah, it definitely. Fisker scissors on wheels, man. So anyways, all right, so we talked about the 0W16 going on. And we talked about having our new badge for the GF-6A and the GF-6B. Let's see here. So you need to keep your eyes out, keep your eyes on the walls for the will meet GF-6 certifications out there. They're not going to have that little badge on here until they get to the point. Where
There's that upper cylinder.
hey, we got a PI on this. Woo!
The upper
right
cylinder
on the
lubricant.
finger. Woo.
That's the
Nice.
stuff I was talking about.
Boom. Right behind that, we've got a performance improver. Absolutely awesome. It's our favorite flavor. So yeah, we need to keep our eyes out for that badge. And you need to make sure if your car, the new Nissans, okay? It says in the new Nissans and the new Toyotas, when I say new, I mean like the 5-year-old ones when they started the 020. You read your manual, it says 5W20 is acceptable, but must be changed out the following oil change with 0W20. Very specific note in the manual for the oil changes on those. I mean, you have the choice to either smoke or not smoke, right?
Exactly.
So if you put 520 in your car, that next 3 months you're smoking 2 packs a day. 2 packs a day until you get your oil change. And let's hope on your next oil change you go for the 020. Because you do the 520 again, and now you're going from 2 packs to 3 packs. It compounds.
And it's even worse. You're doing
Yeah.
4 packs of people with 530 and his 520 engine.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh goodness. I mean, we're talking, your oil viscosity is important. GM has a new bulletin out. The vehicle, if it is turbocharged, takes 5W30. Everything else takes 0W20. all GM cars being manufactured 2018 and newer, I believe is when this came out. So all us old guys out there, I'll throw myself in the old bin. I hit 40. That's not old. All of us remember thicker oils. You know, back in the 80s, the new lightweight oil was 1030. In the 90s, the new lightweight oil was 520. Ford made a bulletin starting from 94, 95, that 5W20 was acceptable in every single engine when they came out with the 5W20. It is an update, even if the cap says 1030 or if the cap says 530. It's an update. You can check it online for your vehicle. So don't be afraid of light viscosity oils. If you're an engineer watching this, please leave a comment below on why you're smarter at developing oil than I am. And I'm going to trust you because you told me you built this engine for 0W16. I have faith that you did, and I'm going to put it in. I'm not re-engineering and saying, you know what, that 016 is good, but try it with some 530. Wick Stevens is not on this show for a reason right now. He and I had a discussion about 1040, and I don't freaking use it.
Remember that tool bag, Jeff?
Oh man, that guy was a fucking wackadoo.
That guy was hilarious. He was down on Fremont Street. I don't know how we wrangled him, but
oh man,
that guy was something. Now I was going to mention something about some other specifications.
Ooh.
And we've been playing with gear lube lately.
Yes.
Now this gear lube meets a couple of specs. You'll see the GL5 spec right here. It also meets the MT1. And then here's some other specs that are just really well-known gearboxes and differentials. Dana, Mack,
yep.
And Eaton is a very, very popular. And then Ford and Chrysler and everything else. And then I'm going to show you those on like a power steering bottle. And this one is a good example of like a million specifications. Look at all those different specs.
Yes. Remember, two exclusions to that. OEM Nissan fluid and OEM Honda fluid is not that.
Yep.
So as long as you have every other car, please don't put this in your Honda or your Nissan, or you're going to call me crying and I'm going to have to do your pump.
And then here's another one on how good the 4.3.4 brake fluid is. This is synthetic, and it shows the specs, and it has to meet the minimum of 311. So this is actually good to the boiling of, where is it here, 368.
Nice.
So it is quite a bit of an upgrade, the actual brake fluid. And then it's really cool, there's a lot of different technical bulletins, and they're always updating them on all different cars. But what the big difference is with AMSOIL is these are all upgraded over OEM. So
and they're way ahead.
Yeah.
Way ahead. And so whatever the minimum is, you've got to beat.
Show them this one, Jeff. Show them the specs on the
Oh, this is wonderful stuff right here. This works in almost every new vehicle. It'll even work in Toyota CVTs because Toyota was nice to us. Toyota let WS Fluid work for CVT, and it says right here, Toyota WS stands for World Standard, just so you know.
World Standard, all right.
So we've got Warner, BMW, Chrysler, GM, Honda Acura, DSIH, I don't know what the hell that is, Hyundai, Kia, Mercedes, Jasso, JWS, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Matic S, Matic W, not CVT please, Saab, Shell, VW, Audi, and ZF, which is all your Hondas. This is the stuff, and if it's not covered by this, we've got it in the regular, multi-vehicle ATF.
Yep.
And if it's not covered by that, we have the DCT fluid. And if it's not covered by that, we have the CVT. I'm the only one that refuses to admit between Eben and I that I would use it in a Nissan, but that's personal experience.
Yeah.
You said you've done it with several Nissans already, correct?
Jeff, we just did a video like 3 days ago.
Is that the one you posted?
On
You were talking
Nissan
on
Sentra.
Okay.
We did only 4.5 quarts of 7.5 quarts, Jeff. Completely blew his mind. This is a new dealer of mine, Jeff.
Okay.
A new AMSOIL dealer. He's a motorcycle mechanic expert.
Nice.
And he restores old classic Honda motorcycles. You have to.
Yes.
Have on the show.
Yes.
And completely blew his mind. I don't know how he got this little Mickey Mouse car, but he likes it, and he likes the gas mileage. And when he felt it, how much longer do you have to do?
3 minutes.
3 minutes, all right.
3 minutes.
All right, so what I was saying was, completely blew his mind the way it sang. I mean, this little motor sang, and I've never heard a CVT sound like that. And I'll stick that video up here in the corner. You gotta listen to that.
I gotta listen to it.
When I'm sitting there, Jeff, no kidding, this is me, guys. This is my total real reaction. I'm sitting there, Jeff, and I'm just sitting in the passenger seat, and I go, wow. That little booger goes good. Like, I couldn't believe it, Jeff. Everyone makes fun of those.
Yeah.
A lot of people make fun of them. I tell you what, if you take care of those will really last.
You need to make sure servicing CVTs. We'll do a CVT show.
We have to.
Because a CVT is a whole different animal.
We gotta take one of those suckers apart. Once someone fries one, Jeff, we gotta take a sledgehammer, BOW! And just smash one over.
Crack that thing in half. It'll be like the scene from Office Space with the printer.
We'll put on eye goggles and a face shield, Jeff, and we'll both tag team back-to-back sledgehammers.
Yeah.
And we'll let some viewers live through us and how we feel about some of the CVT. No, but I tell you what, though, they do drive good though when they're running right, when the fluids are changed.
Yes.
They're good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our new API certification. It is API SP. And we have, it's GF-6A and GF-6B. Remember, not compatible. Do your reading, go on to oln.com, Oil and Lube Network, and read a couple of their articles on it. So keep yourself educated about your Earl, keep yourself educated about your car.
Jeff,
Right? Yes, Eben.
thank you for educating everyone with the GF-6.
Thank you.
I didn't know nothing about it. I heard about it.
We heard about
I
it.
didn't dive into it.
We had to take a
And
bite.
Jeff, I was able to just watch the show today and learn.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, Jeff.
All right, let's do it.
They say cheers to protection, protection, protection.
See you next time, guys.